What is going on, everyone? Here is our Funspot trip to Laconia, New Hampshire. Some beautiful scenery. I think it snowed a day or two before, and the 3.5 hour drive there was just so nice. It flew by. Found a great diner about 20-30 minutes away. Awesome vibe, awesome service. It wasn't overpriced. Just felt like, look at this scenery. It just felt like a different world from where we were coming from. It was just such a breath of fresh air to to get some nice service, I guess. And not saying we get bad service over here, but none of that matters. I digress. Here we are pulling into Funspot. Um, wow, right off the King of Kong Fistful of Quarters documentary. It's crazy to actually be there. It seems like such a legendary place. So we wanted to go. We wanted to make it happen. Here we are walking through the front door. I'm not going to do voiceover this entire time. There are going to be a couple scenes in here where we get some live audio because I think it's better than the voiceover. And there's not too much I could say about everything, but I will try to cover as much of it as I can. This is the second floor or the first floor. Um, Bowling is down there. I believe this is the first floor we're on. Bowling got a classic token machine. What a good deal. $20 for 125 tokens. That averages to about 6 tokens for $1. Got some claw machines. I found it a little weird that all these claw machines did not take tokens. They all took either cash or card. Um, there was only I think there was only one machine in the building that it was 4 tokens of play, and I have a video of that coming up. But here we got some funny looking gargoyle creature next to the little kid go kart area, if you could even call it that. But place was super cool. The reviews were mixed online, and I was just hoping it was going to be everything we wanted it to be. All the arcades now are just so modernized, and look at these games. I mean, you don't see games like these really in Dave and Buster's. I mean, you see stuff like that there, but I feel like Dave and Buster's is really all we have. Maybe I'm not expanding my palette enough, and I am just getting back into the idea of going to arcades again. So I just feel like for what I was looking for, this was it. I was like, wow, they're gonna have all the old stuff. They're gonna have all the old ticket redemption machines and hopefully some new stuff too. Not a ton of new stuff, and I will say the ticket redemption stuff was a little lackluster, only because the jackpots were set so low. Um, but aside from that, it was just wonderful. All the hype just completely lived up. I don't know why anyone would say anything bad about this place online. The service was good the entire time. The atmosphere just, we got here very early, right when they opened, so I'm getting a lot of good footage of just the arcade nice and empty, nice and quiet. But a few hours later, it was Saturday afternoon, Saturday after night. It was popping in there. It was crazy how busy it was. A lot of the machines were taken up, and you couldn't really even get on them. You had to come back maybe a couple minutes later and see. But look at these classic machines: Smoke and Token, Wonder Wheel. I mean, this Nerf arcade game, I didn't get a great shot of it, and I didn't get myself playing it because I needed 2 hands. But that is one where I saw, I think Arcade Matt hit the jackpot. He never played on that, and he got the bonus, and it was like 500 or 1,000 tickets for getting the bonus points or whatever he needed to get. And I ended up playing it just because I wanted to see what it was like, and the jackpot bonus was only 50. I did hit it on my first try, and I was happy about that. But I was like, wow, I feel like at a different arcade, the jackpot bonus might be way, or the Nerf bonus, I think it was for that game, would be way more. Alright, so I apologize. That was the second floor. So the second floor is bowling. Now we go down to the first floor where we have some more just racing machines. We have skee ball down here. We have a couple other things, some restrooms, couple ticket redemption, big spinners. We got some slot machines to get the young kids addicted nice and early, as if everything else isn't addicting enough. The legendary Brag and Dragon restaurant, was super excited to try that, just to have classic arcade food. A lot of skee ball machines, a ton of skee ball machines, and the ticket redemption prize area had some ticket feeders right there. Had some classic games to our left. Interesting prize assortment, I will say. I thought it was cool to get a lot of souvenirish kind of stuff, which you could get at the souvenir shop, but no way am I doing that when I could try to win tickets, even though it probably would have been cheaper just to buy them outright, get a quick shot of the Brag and Dragon restaurant. And so now we go up to the third floor. Nice little cut right there, and this was just a retro gamer's paradise. I mean, when we stepped up there, the entire atmosphere of the building changed. It was dimmer up there. It was just quiet, and it was just nothing but these machines running. And there were a ton of them. And that was Neil's bread and butter. He was really up there for most of the day, just sticking tokens in any machine. Didn't recognize it, I don't care. I want to try different things. I want to see what all these games are, and I really thought that he got a lot out of his day by playing games like that. This is insane. The legendary King of Kong Fistful of Quarters Donkey Kong machine. This is it.
No way.
This is the Steve Wiebe World Record Donkey Kong cabinet. So yeah, I was pretty hyped when I saw the Donkey Kong machine, and this was just just breathtaking. Honestly, it was crazy to be a part of really retro gaming history, just to be at a place like this where I feel like places like this do not really exist anymore. Look at all the pinball machines. I mean, all the conditions of almost everything were in such good shape. And although I'm more of a ticket redemption kind of player, I just feel like Neil did the absolute best job spending his day. Not entirely up here, but he just wanted to try a bunch of new things, and how could you not? I mean, there are so many games up here that neither of us recognized. I mean, I didn't really play games like this back in the day. We did play that Hit the Ice game. It was pretty fun. Yeah, a lot of these games, to me personally, I mean, I'm very, Nintendo linear, so I see stuff like this, and I'm like, wow, I never played this. I don't even know what this was. My Atari and ColecoVision, all the really, really retro stuff just kind of missed me. I was born in 92, so I'm here and I'm just looking at what arcading used to be like. I probably didn't start going to the arcade until I was like 6, 7, 8 years old, and even then, I never played games like these, so just looking at all this, it just felt like we were in a part of history. I mean, if you look up Funspot, Laconia on Google, it classifies it as a museum, not an arcade, and it definitely felt like the perfect blend of both. And just such an array of different games and different machines, and on a lot of them they have little notes of who the machine was donated by, which I thought was really cool. Give some credit to people who wanted their arcade cabinets to just be in a good home. You could see, well, now you can't see it, but they're peppered in there. So just trying to get as many shots as I can of the entire upstairs, because I feel like this is a retro gamer's true paradise. And again, I can't reiterate this enough. I feel like places like this don't really exist anymore. They claim that they're the world's largest arcade, and it kind of seems like it, with 3 full floors, and this being on the top floor is just legendary. I mean, there's nothing like this. Look at this shot. Look at all these retro machines, all these pinball machines on our right, the signs hanging off the top, the posters hanging on the walls. It's just a thing of beauty. And some of the machines I did recognize, obviously, when we got to the Donkey Kong row. I saw Punch Out. I think it was the Play 10 machine. It was really cool. Original Mario Brothers. Indiana Jones right there. Look at the condition. Got some food fight action. The condition of the pinball machines. It's there were a lot of people in this room after a few hours, and you could tell that they cared about high scores and just yesterday really it kind of changed the way I looked at games because I've been playing the same. I grew up on, I think, way deep on my Instagram. I don't have them on there now, but I had a top 10 list of games, and between doing the podcast, Games of Our Lives and stuff, I think I've talked about the games that I've come up with, and a lot of it is, Nintendo, mostly Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Mario Brothers, Bomberman, Halo 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, Punch-Out. I could look at my wall and start listing stuff off. Of course, Sonic the Hedgehog. Of course, Mario Kart. Okay, I could talk about all the games that I've come up on, but I say all that because a lot of them are pretty complex. It's like all of these arcade games that were up here are just like the equivalent of one Mario Party mini game, and I think there's such beauty in just trying to master one mini game like that. And there's so much. I mean, this is what we had back in the day. This is what gamers had back in the day. I say we like I was part of it, but that's what they had before I was even born, I suppose. So it's so cool to see. That's what was being worked on. That's what was the high score was what everyone was trying to achieve. And what really did not hit me until yesterday was just how difficult some of these games are. Like, I played the Donkey Kong machine and I could not get past the first level. I got my butt handed to me. And it really made me respect how much time and effort these gamers put in to try to get these high scores. Such a difficult game and just such a beautiful hobby, I think, and just such a passion, a true passion. Now, before we cut to some shots of me live, I just want to show the mini golf. Looked a little dinky, so we didn't play it. Alright guys, this is the game so far. This is Strike It Rich. Come on, Rich. Oh, not even close. Alright, we just hit the jackpot at 132. I try to hit it again. Dude, I don't think they're giving it to me, but I'm hitting it pretty good. Alright, a couple more and we're good, I think. I think it's rigged, but you just have to stop it on the jackpot. We saw it again. Dude, let's go. Let's go. Alright guys, first run. Alright guys, we got red hot 512 jackpot. Gotta get them balls to fall. within the jackpot section. I just got 5, I'm gonna go for 6. Oh, that was pretty good. We got 4 that time. This thing is just spitting out tickets. I don't really know how much I won, to be honest. Pretty good. Oh, we got a mystery bonus. I don't really know. Oh, 28. Okay, not bad. Not bad. It's a pretty fun game. Alright, guys, that's as high as we could get on a classic Arkanoid. Got the high score on Cheeky Mouse. Fun game. Never seen nothing like this before. This is the Funspot, property of Funspot Charger. You know what? I'm just gonna take you guys right on the lane with me. It's 10th frame. I bowled a good game. Here we go, live. That's a good ball. Watch Neil's technique. Look at the spin. Look at the spin. Look at the spin, dude. Completely different. Look at the scores. Very, very different. Take a ball. I'm not a good cameraman. Alright, Neil, let me see all these get knocked down. I'm sending you good vibes right now. Dude, inches me out by a point. Wow, candlepin champion. Look at that pizza. First bite. Oh, it looks so hot. Fresh out of the oven, doesn't get any hotter than this. There is nothing wrong with that, promise you. So now I sit down and play some old school stuff that I haven't played since I was a little kid. I couldn't get too much footage of myself playing the retro cabinets on the 3rd floor just because I needed both hands, and I didn't want to bother Neil with asking him to record all day, even though he was very nice about recording what I did ask him to. So a lot of the stuff that I am recording is just kind of one-handed and simple stuff. This is a very simple game where you try to get as low as you can or as high as you can, but it's very difficult to try to get. I mean, look at the little like chip in that ball. It's definitely not perfectly round, and I'm almost certain that the table isn't perfectly level, but that's okay because once you figure out the way that the balls roll, except that one's going very much to the right. Actually, I take it back. I really have no idea how to get good at this game, but I guess it's all practice and hope that you can get the level down. But let me tell you, when you win, this thing lights up and causes a huge scene for a good 30 seconds to a minute, which is a little embarrassing at points because it's not really a game that you feel super cool about winning. Here I hit this jackpot again when it was at about 200 tickets for the jackpot. It's crazy how I wanted to to play all these ticket games. That's what I was really looking forward to, and then I ended up just playing Cyclone in this like ball dropping game. I forget the name of it, but it's coming up pretty soon. So then I somehow got a high score in Sinistar. Neil said it was a really tough game, and it was, but I was getting extremely lucky. Yeah, when you play with one hand and you record with the other, you do pretty badly, but when you have two hands on the machine, now that is definitely the way to do it. And yeah, I was ducking and dodging a little bit. Now we're gonna cut back to some live. Alright guys, on this cool Star Trek machine, I got the highest score. Oh, it's gone. Alright guys, you know it wouldn't be a video without some claw machine action. Okay, it took 5 tokens, but I'm okay with that. I'm going for the Chicago Cubs thing, little pennant. We got a hot 15 seconds. What do you think? Let's line her up on the side.
Downstairs.
A little closer. 9 seconds. I think that's good, right? Let's see. Oh, we stood her up, dude. Like a bad date, we stood her up. Now this game, I had seen people play it online. Slam a winner, not the ball drop game. Slam a winner is the proper term. And I was super excited to play, and when I found out it was only 1 token to play this, I was ecstatic. Again, I came almost 4 hours, and I ended up playing a Slam a winner and Cyclone for the for too much of the time, but I did also play a bunch of stuff on the 3rd floor that I was really happy to try, and I played a couple other ticket redemption games as well, just trying to really play as many different things as I could. The only clips I got of me hitting this jackpot, and I hit it about 4 or 5 times, was after I had hit the jackpot like this. Guys, this thing is still spitting out tickets. I don't even think it's close to stopping it with that 350. This is crazy. We had a ton of tickets from the jackpots, and every time you put a token in, the jackpot goes up 1. Would have loved to have gotten it. So satisfying when you just swish one right through, but that's alright. Just happy to have won it and to have been able to play it. This is Donkey Kong 3, which Neil is just destroying, and here we are at the end now. Alrighty guys, this is the final Funspot haul. After I cashed in all my tickets, I had about 4,700, I want to say. Neil ended up giving me his 500, and with my 60 bucks I put in, I got about 4,200. So yeah, got this Funspot t-shirt. It was 2,000. Had a nice mug. I think that was 1,000 maybe. This nice glass was 800. Shot glass was 300. These cups were about 200 each, and the pens were about 100 each. They threw it in this cool bag for me. I grabbed some brochures. I kept a single ticket and a little strand of tickets and a bunch of tokens. I don't know why I found it so cool to find tokens dating back over the years that had just been circulating this entire time. Such a cool place. And so nostalgic for me just to have all the original tokens from 96. I mean, I was born in 92. I remember going to, local arcades when I was just a little kid, and, probably even before 2000. So the fact that there are still tokens for this place in circulation up there, I just wanted to grab some from over the years. So, got from 2021, missed a couple in between all the way back to 96, 99. I thought that was really cool. So, yeah, really, really happy. They do sell most of this stuff in the souvenir shop, but you gotta play the games and win the tickets and win them as prizes. So overall, Funspot, amazing experience. If you're looking for a lot of ticket redemption games, it's probably not your bread and butter, but I will say all the cabinets upstairs, it does feel like a museum. It is something that you really should see, and it's one of those things where, and I don't get this feeling often, but I was like, the money does not matter today. I just want to enjoy this pizza. I want to enjoy these games, all kinds of games. I just want to have such a good time, and I really, really did, and I'm so happy that we went. The place is absolutely amazing. There are so few places like these left, if any. I really like this. I don't think there's anything else, so can't speak highly enough about it. Funspot, amazing place. Thanks for watching, guys.